on Friday night, and it's just, I don't know, I feel like when there's a big fight at the arena, it just raises the atmosphere automatically. Like on Friday night, just your call is just unbelievable. I think it's sort of a home of boxing, home of British boxing. I just think, for me, in Britain, the home of big title fights is the AO Arena.
Yeah. Speaking of raising the atmosphere, Amanda Serrano's just coming into the ring. She's just turned the music way up. You were there for the Katie Taylor fight in Madison Square Gardens. What was that atmosphere like?
Genuinely, honestly, I was there for that fight, and the ring walk. And you've got to remember, there's two of the proudest nations in the world in the Irish and the Puerto Ricans. When she walked out, I think it was a song called Pepas or something, and that dropped. I've never seen it. It's right up there, like with anything I've ever seen. Your Ricky Hatton days, absolutely anything. It was the roof nearly come off Madison Square Garden, and she's loved, like you say, just very much like Katie Taylor would be in Ireland. But she's an unbelievable fighter, an unbelievable talent. She's back down at her fighting weight now. She'd be one of the greatest female fighters of all time, and it's great to have her here in Manchester.
It's a bit of a change of location for her as well. She was meant to be fighting Brenda Carabajal in Madison Square Garden, again in front of that same audience, that Puerto Rican faithful crowd. Now, for the first time in her career, she's sampling the delights of a Manchester crowd. What do you think what difference will that make to her on the night?
It'll be interesting. Listen, I'm not sure of the Puerto Rican contingent around Manchester, but she'll have support there, and the Manchester fight crowd will appreciate her talent just like her. So I think she'll get a great reception. And like I say, it's great to have a fighter like you over on these shows, never mind in Manchester.
And that fight as well did so much for her profile. All of a sudden, she was one of the biggest stars in women's boxing, one of the biggest stars in boxing, to be fair. That fight made such shockwaves around the entire sport. Like you said, you were there with the atmosphere, but did it change the way that you saw the potential of women's boxing?
I've been a huge fan for a long time. I've got female fighters who I train myself, but I knew about Amanda Serrano for a long time. I think here on BT Sport, I was sat next to Big John Fury when she boxed on a Jake Paul Tyron Woodley 1, and we was just saying just how good she was. I'd seen her before that, and I think the way she's jumped about the weights is phenomenal. Like I say, she's got a claim to be one of the very best the sport has ever seen on the women's side for sure, and it's I'm really looking forward to seeing her Saturday night.
And for those that are new to Serrano, haven't seen a fight before, missed out on that Katie Taylor fight, how would you describe her fighting style? What are people going to see?
She's all action, relentless, very heavy-handed, as we've seen in that fight, but we've seen in a number of fights of hers. We'll talk about, one of the most exciting fighters in the sport, without a doubt.
And it was such a sort of nice surprise to get this pop up as the co-main.
It was.
It kind of came out of nowhere. We found out about it at BT and thought, great, because that adds so much to the card. Before, you might have said, like you said before that Katie Taylor fight, the status and the stock rose so much. But now for this to come in on a BT Sport box office fight, a heavyweight fight, and be one of the main things you're looking at on the card, right?
Co-main.
It's the second biggest fight in theory, but what some people are coming for, it says a lot.
It says an awful lot, and I think